we go any further. Okay, now that's out. Bolts are out. Get this one out here. All right, we're rolling again. We're back on task. One electronic shock.
Now, on a Cadillac, you have an electronic shock, but it changes the oil viscosity.
Okay, this is what we did. We took apart the old electronic shock, and I found out what the electronic shock does. It actually changes the valving in the shock electronically, which means the rebound, the up and down motion goes according to the road, the load, all the stuff you got in the car. But back to our new shock replacement. This is a standard shock that you can get with the kit from Strutmaster.com. All we had to do is we took off the rubbers because they were good with the bracketry. We put it on just like we took it off the old shock. You undo the bolt, the washer, the rubber, the plate, another piece of rubber, and another washer. You put it on the way you took it off. It'd be a washer, a rubber, the plate, a rubber, a washer, the nut. Real simple. Just pay attention when you take it apart. Do one side at a time. Then we take our our shock absorber and stab it in. Molto bene. Now this part you're going to need your floor jack for, because your shock is a little bit shorter because the suspension is fully drooped. When I say the suspension is fully drooped, that means that the suspension is hanging down all the way. So your shock is just naturally going to be shorter. You can try and be manly and lift it up, which I don't feel like doing, or you can put your jack underneath the lower arm here, jack it up right to where it meets, line it up, put the bolts in. So I'm going to grab my jack and drag it over here. Jack down. I already put my bottom bolt in. I just got to tighten it. Jack out of the way. Find my wrench that I had. Which I put over here behind me. Now, all we got to do is tighten at the bottom shock mount. And there you have it. The only thing left to do, put the tire on. It was easy. It still only took us about an hour. So it's not bad. The biggest thing when you're doing this kind of suspension work is use some common sense. If you're jacking the spring into place and the floor jack wants to start moving around, stop. Let the pressure off the spring and reset everything, because that spring, if it flies out, it's not going to go that far because it's, close to the ground. But if it hits you, it'll break a finger. It just will, because that's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of kinetic energy that's just waiting to go somewhere. And if you give it an opportunity, it's going to hurt you. So just take your time. Think about what you're doing. If it's too much for you, get help. It's not a big deal. All right, let's put this tire back on. We're going to do some talking here for a second. Get some good B-roll of that, John. Those wires and all that. Because we can do a really cool, I think we can do a really bitchin' voiceover there. Here, I'll give you. And this. Can you give me a shot like all? That's good. Perfect. Tell me when.
Okay, go ahead.
Because what we'll do